Yo, wake up, Mrs. Google. Tell me a joke.
According to Wikipedia, a joke is a display of humor in which words are used within a
Stop.
specific and well-defined
Shut
narrative
up.
structure to make people laugh and is meant to be
Stop.
taken seriously.
Mrs. Google, play some music. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the SMS channel and a happy Christmas 2021 to you. First, I have to apologize. This is going to be a little bit of a long video because there are 5 pros and 4 cons to talk about. Really good stuff. And as usual, I will have a blog version of the review on my website, thesmschannel.com. Alright, so today I have a fantastic product to review. A really life-changing product. But before that, here's a question. Have you seen the movie Iron Man? You know, the superhero movie? Or any one of the 10 movies that Iron Man has been part of? Because if you have, then you know about Jarvis, right? The Google Nest Mini is kind of the same thing for your home. And if you don't know Jarvis, he is Iron Man's best friend. Artificial intelligence, a super intelligent best friend that has a sense of humor, a common sense, and always understands him. You know, the best version of a wife he could have asked for. Google Nest Mini will wake you up in the morning, play some nice music, remind you about things to do, all without nagging. Always willing to listen, turn lights off, turn your TV on, do whatever you ask and answer any questions you have, all without negotiating. Just saying. This device is basically a dumber version of Jarvis. So for the cost, I got a bundle pack for $70, so 2 of them. You know, one is for the bedroom and one is for common areas like the kitchen or the living room. You can definitely make do with one as long as you're willing to yell from bedroom to living room every single time. So at $70 for 2 of them, this device helps us normal people live a life a little bit more like Iron Man. And this product is even if you're a fan of Apple products. This one is significantly better than what Apple has to provide in 2021. And honestly, I love and use a lot of Apple products, but this is simply better. Right, so starting with the cons. Privacy. We all know that more than Jesus Christ and all other gods combined, Google knows more about you and me and our day-to-day life. Adding this device to your home gives Google even more of an opportunity to listen to everything, and I really do mean everything. There are so many times when my wife and I have noticed that these lights just randomly turned on. Sometimes during dead silence, she just wakes up and quietly listens. And there are so many times when we've had a conversation about something and just 10 minutes later, both of us see ads for whatever topic we were discussing. So that is something to consider before buying, but let's be honest, Google knows everything anyways. The second con is kind of a funny one. Google is racist. Time and again, we will talk to Google in English and she will talk back to us in Hindi. Obviously, Google is picking up on our Indo-Canadian accent, but still, I spoke to you in English, so just talk back to me in English. This happens honestly like once a month. Hilarious when it does, but sometimes it can get a little bit irritating. Add-on costs and accessories. So this is the biggest con for the device or any other home connected solution. It's not enough to just buy 1 or 2 of these devices. You'll need to spend some more money and buy some smart stuff like smart lights, smart locks, thermostats, and so forth. So that kind of leads me into the next con, which is among all of you watching, there are 2 types of home consumers, renters and homeowners. If you live in a rental unit, say a 2-bedroom, including the washroom, you will probably need minimum 5 lights. Kitchen, living, 2 bedrooms and the washroom. Getting that entire setup is pretty cheap, but you're gonna have to do that anyways. So that's an added cost. There is one problem with this approach though. If you only change the bulbs to smart bulbs, then you always have to keep the primary switch always on, meaning you can never turn this switch off. So say you're awake in the morning before everybody else. And instead of telling loud Mrs. Google to turn the lights on, instead you hit them on, that's the end of that. You cannot use Mrs. Google again until you physically turn the switch back on. So you could find yourself on the couch and then realize that you have not hit that switch and need to get up and go back again, which kind of is silly, right? It's first world problems, but still a little annoying. Since my wife and I are homeowners, we went ahead and invested long term and did some renovation. We changed everything possible to smart stuff, smart outlets, plugs, switch, lock, everything. So for us, the advantage is that I can wake up in the morning early and use the switch like regular switches and still always have Google ready to go when I'm giving a command. All right, let's take a quick look. Mrs. Google, turn on Christmas lights. Mrs. Google, turn on kitchen lights at 50%. Mrs. Google, turn on kitchen lights at 100%. Super cool, right? Now, obviously, renovating your place is an expensive way to do it. Like I said, you can also use the rental system, which is, just get the bulbs changed. You just have to keep them turned on all the time. The real advantage with changing these switches permanently is, like I said, you can use both Mrs. Google and use the physical switch to turn off and on in any combination at any time. Smart locks are also easily changeable depending on the rules of your owner or the building rules that you stay at. We actually have a August lock, which is powered by Google app and Nest Mini. And you can also use the same one that Google sells. It's called Yale locks as well. So those are all the cons I can think of. Let's take a look at all the pros. And in all honesty, if I have to summarize all of the pros in one word, that would be smart. Smart lights and outlets, smart locks and thermostats, the smart daily routine with Google Home app, music and speakers, and finally the Google Assistant features. So, talking about the smart lights and outlets, you can hook up almost all of the lamps in your house, all of the lights in your house to Google. And once you have it set up, it is as simple as telling Mrs. Google what you wanted to do and it will follow your command. It is so awesome that when I'm staying in hotels or at friends' places, just out of habit, I will yell to Mrs. Google and then realize she ain't with me. Never again, simply never again do you need to get up off your ass to turn anything off. This really helps in two ways. One, it saves your monthly electric bill, and two, it saves the world from unnecessary electric consumption, right? So think about how many times you sat on your couch, noticed the lights are on in another room and said screw it. This is really the best feature. The second best feature is the fact that you can hook up your smart locks and your thermostat as well. How many times in your life have you left the house, entered a car or an elevator, and then questioned, wait, did I close my door? Never again is that an issue, because it will automatically close within 3 to 5 minutes and you can have that set in your app. Plus, if you think you didn't, you can always check the app from anywhere in the world. Just super amazing. Ours automatically locks every time someone leaves or enters the house, so it's problem solved. Same with the thermostat as well. In the middle of the night when it is cold or in the middle of the day when it is hot, just tell Mrs. Google to change the temperature. Easy. So the next pro, like I mentioned earlier, is being able to control anything from anywhere with the Google Home app. That's a huge one. Plus, being able to set routines, that feature is just unbelievably helpful. We have it set up to automatically turn all the lights off, lock the doors, turn the fan on, and play an all-night music track for white noise. Check this out. Mrs. Google, good night.
All right, turning 10 lights off. Good night.
And then there are so many other simple routines that you can set up, like I said, closing the doors, all the lights going off automatically at midnight. When we come home with groceries, the main door will automatically unlock, detecting our phones or my Apple Watch. I mean, not open the door, like swing it open, but automatically unlock the doors. Just very, very convenient. So when it comes to music and speakers, you can actually play music on both speakers at the same time. So it's kind of loud everywhere. If you have 5, then you can do it across all 5. Let's just listen to the video title track quickly. Not bad at all. Decent enough when you're cooking, cleaning, and for your early mornings. The speaker is pretty well built, and let's face it, once you place it somewhere, you're not really moving it, you're very rarely moving it. You can place it two ways. Either you can place it flat like this on a desk, but then the wire will be exposed, or you can wall mount it directly to the plug like this, and that saves space on a desk. You can also broadcast, by the way. So say you live in a 5-bedroom house and you buy one for each room. Instead of going upstairs to tell your kids to get down for dinner, you can just broadcast it. Next level laziness. You can also play the same song across all of the devices in all of the rooms, like during a party. And if it is irritating, just ask Mrs. Google to switch to living room. Done, no problem. Again, Jarvis stuff. Really cool. So the final pro is the Google Assistant features. All of those simple, useful Google Assistant features like alarms for sleeping, timers for cooking or cleaning, stopwatch for being productive, reminders for shopping lists, and so much more. You can set all of that by just yelling out. Set a timer so when the washing cycle is done, anyone in the laundry room can help switch to the dryer. The most interesting feature, however, is phone calls. Even if there is no phone at home, you can still call your kids and pets at any time. Be it a well-behaved kid, an irritating kid, dogs, cats, tigers, bears, anything that you have at home, just give them a call, and when you're at work, you can just say hi. Just to make sure though, I mentioned this, the calling benefits really depend on your cellular service, of where you live and what kind of mobile phone plan you have. Here in Toronto, Canada, apparently I can. So, having done all the pros and cons, I want to remind you to please, oh please, subscribe, like, share. Adios.